Question of the day. What is your favorite city building polyomino placement game? Now, they don't have to be both of those camps. They can be one or the other. But which game is your favorite of all polyomino laying games? Is it Barren Park? Is it, Patchwork? Is it any of those? Or is it, the Feast for Odin one? Or what's your favorite city building game? There's a lot of great Feld games that are city building games. So let me know in the comments below what is your favorite either or both of these games types below. Because today we're looking at Rebuilding Seattle. This is a game all about rebuilding Seattle. And the way you do that is you're going to be buying building types and expanding out suburbs and activating events. It feels a little feldy because there's 3 rounds and there's phases in each phase and round and all that sort of stuff, except all the decisions feel like good decisions instead of the decision you were going to make before that person did the thing that you wanted to do that made it where you can't do the thing that you want to do. So let's take a look at Rebuilding Seattle from Wizkids. But before we go any further, if you want to check out some amazing Dice Tower merch, check out dicetowerstore.com. Make sure to get the greatest Dice Tower merch there is. More will be coming soon. Those mugs are on pre-order right now. Order yours now before they sell out. Now, let's take a look at Rebuilding Seattle. Here is Rebuilding Seattle set up. Now, I'm gonna try to pan with the camera just a little bit to see. That's the whole board over there. You have these event tiles here. You have your player board here. Now, all the districts are different. They all have 3 different laws, and there are 6 of them in here. So all the different laws are things that you can do as one of your actions. The 3 main actions you can do are you can buy a suburb tile or a building. The suburb tiles are these for $4, which are gonna add to your board down here. Now, I'm showing you 2 different ones because the starter boards have different symbols on them. So these 2, normally in the game, the symbols on a tile means you move your cube up that many spaces. So since one of these would be our starter, we have 3 blue, 3 orange, and 3 pink already. So 3, 3, 3. However, this one would be 6 pink, 3 orange, and 3 blue. But this one has more money. All the symbols do different things during the game. So these count as pre-built onto your board. You have these quality of life tracks here. They all start at the very bottom. And then your population marker starts here. On your turn, like I said, you can buy a suburb tile or one of these building tiles. And when you buy the building tile, you pay the cost above it. And if there's a card there, you get the card associated with it. The cards match up to tiles up here. So this is a pink card, but it's going to give you this green square like this. If I were to buy this for $5, I would take it, put it over here onto my board into a space it fits. Can't overhang, just like any polyomino game. You then would take that card and put it over here and take whatever benefit. This raises my pink quality of life track 1 space. Now these quality of life tracks are going to let you score when the event comes up for it. I'll show you the events here in just a second. So if mine is here and I'm at my population marker or at least close to it, I score this amount minus the gap between me and the population marker. If I'm at it or over it, I would score the full 8 points or $8. The events are the other thing that you can do on your turn. So you would activate an event by taking the card, putting it in front of you. These all have follow along abilities. So you do the top part and all players do the bottom part. Now the way these score is, it says gain a little blue tile, move your space up 1, or do that, and then players score their quality of life tracks. And that's what I was talking about. If you've met your population goal, you're going to gain your full amount. If, let's say, we're 1 away from this, you would take the total here, which is $4 and 4 stars, so that's 8 total prizes, and subtract it by 1. So we would get 7 things, but max of 4 each. You couldn't take 7 of one or the other. You get 4 and then 3, or whatever, depending on your gap. The score that you get for $1, a suburb tile, that's the ones that add on, and then everybody gets a new suburb tile per train token they have on there. So all the different tiles with trains and money, even though they don't score for your board, they do score things and give you certain bonuses. One thing of note, at the beginning you're going to get 3 of these landmark cards. You'll choose to keep 2. They're going to be in-game scoring as well as an immediate benefit. When you build them, you pay the cost in the top left, take the special tile and put it out there. Really great scoring, a lot of points there. You'll play 3 rounds like this. Now, if there's not a card here, you'll take the tile that's shown for the amount that's shown. You'll get whatever benefit the tile gives you by playing the game. And the last thing you can do is do an event. Enact a law. So everybody has 3 different laws. You can only do this once per round. You pick one, get the benefit. At the end of the game, it's every $5 is a point. You'll score any in-game bonuses. The person with the most points wins the game. So that's rebuilding Seattle. Pretty straightforward, right? You've got these actions that you're going to do. You can either choose to take one of the building tiles, take one of the suburb tiles, paying the cost, of course. You can choose to activate an event, or you can choose to enact a law. The one thing I didn't cover in the overview is the income phase. Each card type will score, some of them will say, during the profit phase, gain this many dollars per tile of this color, not symbol. Now, you're also going to get $5 for each green symbol, so you may want to boost that up because money is very important, and it's hard to gain money mid-round. So let's look at what we do always. Let's start with art, then art direction, then gameplay. First and foremost, art in this game I really like. Something about it's kind of gripping to me. I wish Food Chain Magnate looked like this. I like the classic looking symbols. The only thing I'm not super crazy about are the landmark tiles. I actually would rather have a blueprint of the landmark instead of the actual landmark. Now I get it, we're building, the actual product and not a blueprint of it, but to me, there's something that looks off placing those landmark tiles on the board with everything else looking kind of like a blueprint. It's just me. The art is really nice. I like the way this looks. Even some of the cards could be a little bit more artistic. There's something about the aesthetic of this that everything kind of works well within its own rules of art. You don't have something that pops other than the landmarks in a different way. They all kind of fit together in this almost, it's not Art Deco, but it's very early 21st century sort of looking art. So I really like 21st century. Early 20th century, early 21st century would be like late Backstreet Boys, right? Early 20th century art, and I like the way it looks. So as far as symbology, everything's pretty straightforward. This pointing symbol means move your cube up. This symbol with the arrow up means move your track up. And then everything else is words. So it's really pretty straightforward. The only one that's got symbols on it is the nature activation because you get points per thing showing on your suburbs. So art direction is great. Now gameplay, how does this play? Well, I really like the choices in this game. I like the idea of, wait, do I take that card now because I need to do it before the activation, or or the event for scoring, or do I take the scoring one now to stop them from being able to boost their scoring up? Now it's not so much a game where you need to game the other person, but there are choices to make. Okay, when do I do this action? Does it make more sense now for me to do it, or does it make sense for me to take 2 or 3 turns knowing that I'll have the money in order to boost my cubes up past my population and raise my bumper up to get a better reward? It's a really choosy game like that. I like how you choose the events and that it's got the follow along action. It feels a little Twilight Imperium / Earth in that sense. I get this benefit, you all get that benefit. I know it's Puerto Rico, I guess, originally kind of had that, but I really like follow along actions. And so when someone takes that, it's a benefit for you too. The laws are great. Everybody having their own set of laws is really nice because you have a unique player board and you have these powerful things that can be done 3 times in a game. To me, that's really fun. I really like this game. Like, as playing it, it grew on me more and more as I played it. It really is a tight game. The rule book has some typos and errors and things that I was like, I'm not sure what that means, but everything was cleared up very easily by just carefully reading it. And by that, I mean, there's some grammatical things I was like, that's just an oversight. But at the end of the day, it's easy to learn, it's easy to play, and make sure you score those landmark cards. Those are worth a lot of points. So Rebuilding Seattle is actually really, really a good game. This is a solid 7.5 for me. This is 7.5. Yeah, sorry, that's what I said. Solid 7.5. Looks great on the table. Really fun to play. No organization in it though, so it's like I got to throw all these green tiles in a bag and separate them every time I play. So if you want to 3D print your own organization, or if you want to see if there's one out there, that brings it down for me a little bit from an 8, because I would rather be able to just quickly put these tiles out. I'm sure there are ways to do that, but at the end of the day, out of the box playing, it's a pain in the butt to set up and tear down because of all the different little things that have to be put away. But at the end of the day, it's a really fun game and it's a rewarding game. So go check out Rebuilding Seattle. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Bryan. Carlos constantly putting what we've played up there on Instagram. And have fun. See you next time. We'll see you soon. See whatever I say at the end of every video, going back for 7 years now.